Hello and welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are here at the Beer Stube over at Capitol Brewery, and a little bit later we're going to chat with the folks at Capitol about some of their fall additions. Looking forward to it.
Lots of good stuff they've got.
You may recognize this beautiful, familiar face. This is Emily Ruzica, who joins us from Dayz Grooming and Care once again. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Glad to have you.
Thank you.
So Dayz offers all kinds of great stuff, including grooming and care for your pets, your pups. You are just wonderful at giving us some fantastic doggy tips and enlightening us in terms of how dogs work. And today we're going to talk a little bit about their relationship in terms of the pack. So I'm excited to learn about this. I don't know a lot about this, but it's something I've always been interested in. So let's talk about the difference between a leader of the pack, dog-wise, and somebody else in the group. What do you tell us about this?
Sure, and I've touched on this before in our prior interviews about just animals, and dogs especially, respond to body language more so than anything else. So in the wild, the way that wolves would walk in a pack would be there would be the alpha in the front of the, you can kind of picture the way that birds do in a V when they fly as well, in the front, and then everyone falls in their kind of position behind them, that which makes kind of a V, a little looser than the birds do, but and that alpha or that front of the pack or leader tends to have very calm body language, although like chest up, calm, assertive, exactly, like that, and that's trainer language. Well done.
Really?
Yep,
right.
totally.
I'm hired.
Exactly, done. Shoulders back, but chest out, confidence. As far as a person, it would be, great posture, basically, but calm, assertive posture. Oftentimes people think the alpha is very intense and forward, and that's not the case. They're actually incredibly confident. So the alpha is going to be calm, but exude this confidence by the way that they move their body and their calmness and their confidence. So as far as that reflects on people, same deal. If you want to be that leader with your dog, feel calm, but feel confident and in control. Stand up tall, shoulders back, chest out, chin up.
Interesting.
Wow,
and
interesting.
Really curious, really quick, is follow-up question to that. When you have a group of dogs at Dayz, is there a dog that tends to come out as the leader of the pack in that group? Interesting.
Yep.
So you get a group
and
together.
It doesn't mean anything about size or age necessarily or anything. They usually figure it out within the pack, within moments. Who's in charge? Oftentimes it takes nothing but just glances or the way that they walk next to each other, how they sniff each other's butts. And then, there's something, an exchange of energy and understanding that it would take years for people to understand the body language and how actually every part of it, but good trainers and people that spend time with dogs can see what's happening right away. It's interesting to observe, for
Fascinating.
Sure.
So one thing, we have a dog at home, and one thing, whenever we go for a walk as a family and we take the dog with, my wife says, "Hey, do you want to go on a pack walk?" And I always have wondered.
That's great of her. That's great.
Well, yeah, and I've always wondered, does our dog consider us to be part of their pack?
Yes, absolutely. And that, your wife knows exactly what she's talking about in that if you take yourself.
You're that, Christy?
So there's generally, within the family unit, there's going to be a, leader of the pack. Oftentimes it's the dog. And if you're going to have a good relationship with your dog, that's not necessarily good at all. Because that's when you find a dog who's misbehaving, who really is running the household. And you're just doing whatever it wants to make sure that your furniture is not getting chewed on, and et cetera, et cetera. Or it's not just kind of running rampant, leading the household, which is the pack. It's not easy, but it's great to be able to adjust that to that being you being the leader. Obviously, you're handing out the food, so that right there is good, because the leader in the wolf pack is going to be the one that's providing the kill. So you're providing the food, but you're also controlling the situation with your body language, and also with timing and schedules. Like, you decide when it's time to be going outside and eating and things like that. The dog doesn't boss you. And that's, there's a fine line. It's difficult to figure out, and each dog is different. But just remember, you can be calm, assertive as a person, and that dog respects that very much. So,
and what about kids in terms of the pack? If you're a household with dogs and kids, how do the dogs view the kids in the situation?
So that's super difficult, and that's something I'm still learning about. I have kids myself, and I've cared for dogs longer than I've had my own children. And I often, will bring other folks' dogs home to my house. And in the past, it wasn't an issue because I didn't have kids. And now I have to understand what's going on with this dog's past and history with children. Because what I've learned from other trainers and very educated folks out there that have worked with animals and dogs often is that the dog will look at they're confused as where they fit in the pack. They think right away they're an underling because of their stature. And there is a way as the the leader of the pack within your home, or the parent or the adult, if you will, to create that understanding with the dog that that kid is also part of the leadership portion of this pack. They're not the underling of the dog. It doesn't go you, dog, child, and that's often what the dog sees, in which case that's why there's issues with dogs and children, because the children don't know how to effectively lead with calm assertiveness and not crazy energy excitement, and they don't know how to not be too physical with the dog. So the pack walk is exactly that. You know, have that child also walk the dog in a leash when the dog's calm and they can control it and it can walk next to them, and have them use that calm assertive body language.
And sometimes even kids do a better job than adults do.
They don't have so much thought into it. You know, they can do that if they understand the reasons why. So
this is all fascinating. I feel like we could talk to you for half an hour longer. But this is Emily Ruzico from Dawg, Dayz Grooming and Care, and who wouldn't want to bring their pets over there? You have such a great understanding.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us and enlightening us. We appreciate it. And we're going to be right back. We're going to check in with the Bruce Company talking about some fall events, so stick around.